Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Farooq Patel. I am going to handle this subject, that is design of RC structural elements. We have 4 credits. Teaching hours will be 3 hours lecture and 2 hours tutorial. We have CI marks will be 40 and SW marks will be 60 and examination will be for 3 hours. Right? Then next is that in this course what we are going to study. So that we will see. So what happens is till now, if you see the syllabus or what we have studied till now, for example, if you take in the first year, somewhere we have studied one subject, that is elements of civil engineering. So in that subject, what we have studied very basics, what all different branches of engineering we have, and we had studied some very basics of civil engineering, that is calculation of centroid, moment of inertia. Then next is calculation of, like we have seen regarding some beams, calculation of reactions, correct? Then next is that if you come to the next third semester and all, you have studied some subject wherein we have studied what all material properties, material strength we have, how to do test on that, in what you can say SOM and all you have studied. And we used to find out like bending moment, shear force, if any load comes, how the bending happens, how much will be the shear, where it will be maximum, where it will be minimum. The next in SA1 also, same thing we have continued, like determinate structures or indeterminate structures. In that subject, what we used to do, we used to calculate like support reaction, calculate that, right? So what is the need of studying that? So that what we have studied earlier, same thing we are going to apply now, right? So whenever, for example, if you want to design any building, for example, one residential building I will take, right? So it is going to have number of components. So whenever you are going to apply any load, what will be the bending moment? What will be the shear force? Right? Already that we have studied. So after getting that, what we have to do? Right? If you want to construct what you can say, one column or beam or a slab, how much reinforcement we have to put? What should be the sizes of beam, column, slab, footing? All those things you should come to know. Right? So you have certain sizes. So that sizes we have to we have to provide different sizes. Right? So how it will be decided based on these bending moments, shear force, torsion, compression, tension. Like these are the different forces what we have calculated. Based on that itself, we try to design the structural element. Right? So basically, if you see, so in your engineering, if you see, this is being divided into 2 parts. Basically, if you see. One is like RCC structural elements, and another in the next semester we may study regarding steel structures, right? So in this subject, what we do, only we are going to study regarding the RCC structures, reinforced concrete structure. Regarding steel, further in the next semester we are going to study, right? So what should be sizes and all those things we are going to study. So therefore, if you see, we have the subject name as design of RC structural elements, right? So what we do is that we are not going to design whole complete only one building. So what in this subject what we do is that we are going to study one by one element. Separately we are going to study. We are going to study the basics. What all basics are required for us to design that structure or component, structural element. Right? So now if you see basic structural element, if you take in a building, we have it, slab we have, beam we have, column we have, footing, staircase. So all these things regarding these structural elements we are going to study in the design of RC structural elements. Right? So what happens that further if you take in total frame or total, if you take one building and all, the same thing has to be applied number of times. For example, if you have 10 columns, 10 times you have to do the calculations. That's it. Right? In that what we do is, in this subject only we are going to study the structural elements one by one. So in that way itself your modules have been divided, right? So in this objective of this course is to identify, formulate and solve engineering problems of RC element subjected to different kinds of loading, right? If you take any building, so there are number of different types of loads we are going to act on any building, right? So if that load comes, right, how that has to be transferred to the ground safely, so that our structure has to be safe, right? So that is what we are going to study. Then next is that follow a procedural knowledge in the designing of various structural elements. Or if you want to design any element, there is certain procedure or there are certain codal requirements, right? So that has to be followed, right? So that is what we are going to study. Then next is impart the usage of code for strength, serviceability and durability, right? So there are certain IS codes, Indian standard codes, right? On that basis, based on that codes itself, we are going to design any structural element, whether it is a beam, column, slab or a footing, like what all different loads have to be taken. So I'll give you an example, like if you have a residential building, what loads I have to consider? If you have like commercial building, what loads you have to consider? Right? How much load is going to come? How we have to take? So there are certain different codes like IS 456, we have IS 800, we have IS 875, we have different codes we have. So one by one, when we are going to study the subject, one by one, we are going to study regarding that also. Then next is provide knowledge in the analysis and design of RC elements. Right? So we are going to study regarding the design of the RC structural element. So this is the basic outline or basic objective of if you want to study means what is the objective of this subject. So these are the things what we are going to study. Okay? The next is if you see one by one, let us see this module number 1. Correct? So in this module, what happens is that what they have given is they have given introduction to working stress and limit state method. Right? So what happens is that I said that we are going to design the RC structural element. If you want to design any structural elements, we have different methods. We have different methods. So one is working stress method we have. Another one is limit state method we have. Another one is ultimate load method we have. That is not there for the syllabus. So what happens is there are different methods, right? So what we do is that we are going to study the basics of these methods, right? So usually what happens is that so this working stress method and all in the olden days for all design of all the structures we used to use this working stress method. So now it is being revised. So we are using limit state method system. Limit state method nowadays totally we are going to study regarding this limit state method in this subject. In this subject almost like in all the modules if you see everything we are going to design the structure based on what you can say limit state method itself, right? So but what happens that there are certain or can still there are certain structural elements which are being designed using working stress itself, right? So for that itself we are going to see some basics of working stress method. So therefore what we study in this module starting is basics of working stress method, right? Basics of working stress method. Further is we are going to study the limit state method in detail. We are going to study this subject. So all the modules or all the designs what we are going to do further. As I said, we have different structural elements. So one element is beam, right? In the module number 2, we are going to analyze the different types of beams what we have, right? So one is singly reinforced, doubly reinforced and flanged beams we have, right? So we are going to design these beams for flexure and shear. We are going to design this beam for flexure and shear. We are going to, so in this module what we do, we are going to only analyze the singly, doubly and flanged beam for flexure and shear. In module number 3 what happens is, we are going to design those beams. We are going to design singly, doubly and flanged beams based on IS code that is IS 456, right? So you can remember this or you have to take printout of this code. IS 456 2000, this is the standard code which we are going to follow so as to design all these structural elements. So if you want to design any element without this code, you cannot pursue. So this is going to help you a lot. So in the exams also this code will be allowed. So you can carry this code to the examination hall. Without this you cannot design. So therefore you have to carry this code, right? So you have to take printout of this code that is IS 456. Then next is in the module number 4, we have another structural element that is slab. In the slab, we are going to design, if you see the slab, in the slab we have different types like one-way slab we have, two-way slabs we have, right? The next is design of cantilever, simply supported and one-way continuous slab. So these things we are going to design regarding the slabs. Then next is stairs we have. We are going to see the design of stairs. This is the half portion. So in this we have to study the design of dog-legged and open well staircase. Right? So this will cover the module 4. Then next is module 5. Module 5. So in this we are going to design columns and footings. Again in the columns, if you see, in the column again we have short axially loaded column, uniaxial and biaxial movement. Axially loaded with uniaxial and biaxial movement. So these three types we are going to design columns. Then next is footings we have. So we are going to see the basics of footing, and we are going to design rectangular, square column footings with axial loads, and for axial load and moment. Right. So further again we have different types of footing or foundation, like pile foundation, combined footings, and all those things we are not going to study. So further in the higher semester we must study regarding those things. Right. So this is the outline. Right. So if you see the name of this module, they have written limit state. They have written limit state, and limit state. Right. So nowadays, usually what IS code I said, IS 456-2000, basically this is being used for limit state design itself. Right. Only at the start we are going to study a few basics of circuit steps. Otherwise, everything we have to study, or we will come to know what are different design philosophies, like working stress, limit state, and what all principles we have, on what principles it is acting. Right. So that we will come to know at the end. This is the outcome of the subject. Right. Then next is that we are going to solve the engineering problems of RC elements subjected to flexure, shear, and torsion. Right. So if you take any what you can say element, right. So if you take one beam, it will be subjected to flexure. Flexure means like it will be subjected to both what you can say compression and tension. Right. At the bottom it will be subjected to tension, at top it will be subjected to compression. Right. So if that is the case, if it is subjected to shear, or if it is torsion and all, so how to analyze and how to design those structural elements, so that we are going to study. Then next is that we will be able to, like, outcome will be demonstrate the procedural knowledge in design of RC structural elements such as slab, columns, beams, and footings. Then next is that owns professional and ethical responsibility. So for example, if something happens, if any building collapse, right? So first of all, they are going to catch the engineers. They will tell that you have not constructed properly, or you have not designed properly, right? So it is the responsibility of a structural engineer or an engineer. So he has to take care of all the loadings what they are going to come in the lifetime of that structure, right? So based on that, he has to design a structure in such a way that it should not collapse. It should be serviceable and it should not collapse. So it is the responsibility of an engineer. He has to take care, right? So how you will come to know this? We are going to design based on the Indian standard codes. Based on Indian standard codes, we are going to design. Further, if something happens, if you have designed as per this, so then you can say that sometimes what happens that due to some unavoidable circumstances, buildings and all, it may collapse, right? But you can say that as an engineer, you can say that I have designed this building as per the codal provisions. So like you means they are not going to hold you, means you have not made any mistake. What all codal provisions they are given, so you have designed as per that. So sometimes what happens that in the site they may not have constructed correctly. So that might also be the problem, right? So there might be some defects in the material. That might also be the problem. Due to that, it might have collapsed, right? There are a number of reasons due to which any building or any structure, bridge or dam, it may collapse, right? So, but we will be safer if you design as per the standard codes, right? So, this is what we are going to study. This is the basic outline what we are going to study in this RCC subject. These two codes you can use, you can carry to the examination hall. Based on this, you can design the structures, right? Then next is what all different textbooks we have to refer. Different textbooks that we can refer is, one is Pilla and Menon. So this textbook is also very good. So you can refer this textbook, that is reinforced concrete design. This Subramaniam is also very good. This H.J. Shah is also very good, right? So you can like Subramanyam and all. What happens is that it becomes a bit difficult for you to understand from this. It is very easy, but what happens that in detail he has given, right? So if you have basic concepts, then it would be better if you refer this, right? So if you want to go from basics itself, we can refer this H.J. Shah. So it is like almost a self-explanatory. Each and everything they have given regarding what you can say design of RCC structural element, or you can refer this also Pilla and Menon. Right? You can refer this also. This is also a very good book. So another like few books are like you can refer Krishna Raju also. Krishna Raju, another textbook we have, that also you can refer. That is also a very good book. So here they have not given in the what you can say textbooks. You can take it as a reference book and you can study. And another like Bhavikatti and all we have. Right? It is like totally one guide itself. Direct what you can say question and answer type. Right? So that also if you want you can study, no problem. Right? But like in detail they have not given, but just only to solve the problem, to see the steps and all. So that also if you want you can follow. Right? If you want to study in detail each and everything, like everything is being self-explanatory in this what is the textbook, that is H.J. Shah. If you refer this textbook, it is self-explanatory. Easily you can read out and you can get the idea regarding all these what you can say RCC structural elements. Other than this also they have given in detail all the other what you can say structural elements, which is not there for your syllabus. Right? So this is what we are going to study, and these are the textbooks and these are the code books which we are going to refer in this